Okay. Something really cool just started happening. So I'm a self-taught developer. What that really means is like I've been able to stand on the shoulders of giants and learn from people who have kind of gone before me and are willing to like freely give what they know to me so that I can create my career and what I've been able to do in development. So my wife has started to learn web development. And, obviously, I'm here for her. We just had a child 2 months ago, and, she's incredibly kind of brave to be doing this and starting this journey now. And so like I have incredible respect for her and what she's doing. And I have like an understanding of what that's like because not so long ago I was doing the same thing. But what we have in this is an opportunity to kind of learn together and answer questions from that perspective of somebody who really is coming from a very new place and is very teachable, which is super, super important. And it's easy to forget a lot of these things and a lot of these questions because as developers, when we start down this road, once we learn something, it becomes this like assumed knowledge. And so when we talk and all of this jargon and all of this, from this position of having some understanding, it can be very alienating for people who don't have that understanding. And so I want to start this new series where she asks questions and I try to answer them in a way where maybe there's not so much jargon and really try to address some of those questions coming from really new developers. So hopefully this is helpful to some people out there that are in that same position. Enjoy.
All right, so I started my first project on Free Code Camp, and once I got there, I realized I still had some what feel like pretty basic questions. So in Free Code Camp, they give us the terminal, they have some code already populated in there, they even give you comments to show you where you should start putting your code. So when I got started on my first project, I was like, all right, I'm ready to code, I feel good with the syntax. Where do I write my code? Does it go to text editor? Is there some type of program? Where do I start?
All right. That is an excellent question. And I think everybody starting out kind of has similar questions and similar concerns. You're kind of working through some problems on Free Code Camp or similar websites that have these like integrated code editors, and they're telling you, what does this CSS do, and make this change and make that change, and they're like, okay, now go like do a thing, go make a project, go do this, and it can be like really confusing because there's a lot of different places where you can accomplish this. So one of the recommendations they make is CodePen. Which we're on the site now. I click start coding. It gives me some things right off the bat that are really nice. And the interaction here I think is super useful to just get up and going. There are more kind of involved websites that you can go to that let you build more complex projects, but this will get the basics done. If all you need is to do some HTML, CSS, JavaScript, CodePen is a pretty good place to go and do this. There is also Code Sandbox. This gets much deeper. So this lets you open up a project just like CodePen. However, what you're looking at here is like an editing experience like what you'll create as you create like your own developer setup on your local machine. But this like lives in the cloud, and so it's super cool. I like this. I think that this is a much closer like representation of what you're going to be working with. I believe this is integrated Monaco, which is VS Code, which is the text editor that I prefer to use. There are lots of great editors out there. This one in particular just has a lot of like really slick features that as you evolve as a developer, like it's pristine. It's very nice. As long as their updates don't break it, which does unfortunately happen. Like they have a really rapid development process. I'm getting like off on a tangent. So Code Sandbox, super cool. Also very much like realistic to what you're going to be working in. Anyway, so that's another option to go ahead and build. Now it also allows you to, I believe, somewhere in here, like maybe it's the add. Okay, so yeah, if you click the little plus icon here, it'll let you like start up all these different projects. It'll let you pick some templates, some container templates, like this gets super advanced, or you can like import a GitHub repo. This is very nice and very slick. Like this is so far like the most complete. There's also like if you're just working on like JavaScript raw projects and you don't want to sit in their little terminal app and work, or type in Node on the command line if I can spell, which I can't. Okay, so like this is more or less the same thing, except you can write a document here, or a JavaScript application here in your index.js. You can create other files and import modules and all that kind of stuff. So like this is a little bit different if you're just writing some JavaScript or learning Node. Replit is a utility that you may want to use. Now, if you're like me and you don't like a whole lot of magic, I just get too curious. Like something like CodePen is like, okay, yeah, I have this and this and this, but like really, what is it doing? Let's answer that as best I can here. And what is actually happening is this, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna just open this. So for clarity's sake, what I'm doing here in the command line is I'm just creating an index.html file. And when I type C dot, it's opening it up in code. And so basically what I can do in here is start up a new HTML document. And in this, I can import JavaScript, I can import CSS, I can create other files and have them interact with each other. This is essentially, now this little shortcut here is something called Emmet. It comes built into VS Code. It's very slick. It's created this whole document for me just by typing !enter. So Emmet is a super cool utility. Let me see if that's built into, all right, so yeah, we've got a folder, we have an index.html. So like that's how you create a document. I'm like super curious about something now. All right, can I create like, no, like, all right, let's see. All right, so I have an index.html. Do we have Emmet? Okay. All right. So they don't have like Emmet shortcuts in here, but I'm pretty sure this is Monaco under the hood. I guess running Emmet would be pretty heavy in their editor. Okay. Wishful thinking, but maybe in the future. Hopefully this was helpful in just kind of getting an idea of what when you start up a project, when you're in CodePen, when you need to like move away from the in-browser editor that's provided in like whatever classes you're using, like kind of how to get started setting up your own either local environment by installing Visual Studio Code, which is totally free and super awesome, and just like creating an index.html file and starting from there, or doing it in one of these cool, like really powerful online editors. All of these options, totally viable. Pick one that you like and go for it.